Hello and welcome back to my channel. I wanted to get some cards and get some energy about what's going on right now, because if you're coming across this video, then this is likely what you're experiencing. Is you recently just had, and I don't want to say a huge shift because I feel like I say that all the time, but this one, it's significant and you know it and you feel it. And it's on a physical level. It's not just on a mental, emotional, or spiritual level. You feel it physically happening. And it's as if everything's different, like you woke up in a different reality, in a different world, different timeline. So if that sounds like something that you're feeling, then this is going to be a good video for you. So I'm going to get right into the cards. Things I was picking up, channeling, was you could be noticing weird glitches, like you all of a sudden have an item that you've never seen before and it's in your house and you don't know how it got there. Or maybe you have two of something that's identical and you thought you only had one and now there's two. Or something that's always been in one spot, it's missing. That type of thing could be going on. It's nothing to worry about or stress over. It's just confirmation that this is a different timeline you're in. So a huge way that you'll know this message is for you is because it feels like so much heaviness has been lifted, like burdens, weights on your shoulders, heaviness in your heart and your spirit and your energy, things that just kept dragging you down, and they were just present no matter what you were doing or what type of mood you were in. It was like this underlying energy that was always present, that was pulling you, like sinking you down. And it feels like that has lifted, and it has. And so another thing I'm getting is that your life right now is shifting in a way that from the outside perspective, it's gonna look like it happened overnight, like overnight success. Like people knew you as this one thing, as having this one life, and then just in literally overnight, you're completely different. Everything's changed, but you know that the change did not happen overnight, that it's been a long process of getting to this point. And so just know that it's about to be, it's this final part now where all that work you've been doing, and you've been having these little shifts and these little deaths and rebirths, and maybe they didn't feel little, and I'm only saying little in compared to this one now. So this is like, I heard like Big Daddy or Big Mama, like this is the big one. This is it, and it's now. You're in the eye of it. Let's see. There's some type of closure with the past, something that you were a part of the past that was still being carried by you or within you. It was like being dragged on. Okay, I'm seeing like an ink pen, or when you are painting and you clean your brush in the water, then you dip it in the paint, but let's say there's too much water and so it leaves this streak behind. Or like when you, specifically I'm seeing when you write something with one of those pens that doesn't immediately dry and you accidentally like smudge it. That's what I'm seeing. It's like that smudge, or that it was like being dragged into this timeline, but the one you're currently in, it couldn't exist in because it was not a vibrational match. So that thing, that leech, I'll call it, that spiritual leech that was on you from the past, that is what you've disconnected from. And that's why you can now exist physically in this space. You are existing here in the mind, in the spirit, but you had to wait for that physical to catch up. And in order for it to do that, that leech had to be released, because that leech could not exist where you are right now. And so you don't have it and you are without it. Let's see. There are people involved. You're a beacon right now, it's like you've been activated and you're glowing, and it sets off some type of signal that, what's the word, activates these unconscious like parts or seeds, kind of like a code word that someone hears it and then this part of them is activated, like this part of their subconscious, or like someone who's been hypnotized and there's like a trigger word, something like that. But you are the one emitting the signal because of where you're existing now, and you're a walking signal for this. You could always have felt like you're a walking signal, or like you're some type of generator, energetic generator, or like the people within a few miles of you, like wherever you are at any given moment, you could feel like you're somehow affecting a large amount of energy around you, like 3 miles, 5 miles, 1 mile, something like that. But you could just have this feeling like you're somehow a beacon for anyone in your vicinity. And that's true. And the specific signal you're emitting now is like, I'm seeing it as a green light, like a greenish blue light. I don't know what that could mean. And also I'm seeing kind of like a little bit like a lighthouse, but it's not a light necessarily. It's more like a signal, like an energetic wavelength that you're putting out, that you're emitting. And these people all around, they're like being activated. Like I'm seeing it like a scene in a movie, and everyone's just going about their day, and then you see like a crowd of people and one person just stops and like looks up, like something's just happened within them, and they don't even know what it is because it's on a subconscious level. But here's the thing, it's being brought from that subconscious level to a conscious level so they can actually understand it. So it's like all these seeds, you've now given this signal that now these seeds are sprouting within these people, and these parts of themselves are going to become active and going to become conscious. They're going to be aware of it. But let's see, I'm curious what it is they're going to become aware of. Okay, so how they are directly, you're basically shooting people's power back to themselves. So people are not, once this activation happens within them, they're not able to make excuses anymore or say, oh, well, this circumstance is why I can't do this, or this person is why I'm this way. Like, they're not going to be able to make excuses or blame anything outside of themselves. They're going to have to take full responsibility for where they are and for their life. And it's all going to happen instantly. Because maybe for some of these people, they weren't going to get it in this lifetime. It was like too much of a burden, I heard. But like it felt too heavy, but you like did this for all these people and for yourself. And that's why you're able to send off this signal that's awakening this in them. And it's just going to happen instantly for them. They're not going to be able to excuse anything anymore or say, well, this and because this and but this. Like, there won't be any of that. Let's see it. Anything else about this, how you're affecting people. So instead of saying, oh, well, okay, people had this sense of bitterness within them because they, especially with social media and just the way that we're able to see so many different people's lives and different lifestyles, and like all around the world, we're exposed to a lot of things. And so these people were seeing others living lives that they wanted to live and having things they wanted to have, but at the same time telling themselves, oh, here's why that can't work for me, or here's why I don't get that. So it's like they had this energy of like this isn't fair, I don't get this, I'm mad. But not like, oh, I'm going to do something about it, I'm going to change something about this. Just like, well, this is just how it is, I'm just unlucky, I guess I'm just not special or chosen, or whatever they told themselves. But that's what you're affecting in these people, is like awakening them up to the fact that they can have these things. It is well within their power. All they have to do is take that power back and decide, okay, I'm actually going to choose what my life is. I'm not going to let other things or people tell me what it is. But like I said, all that, it's going to be just an instant shift within them. Okay. Anything else about this energy transmission? And also, there's this kind of separation that you have from these people. So up until now, you could have felt like you absorbed other people's emotions. You absorbed their pain. You like, maybe you didn't absorb their happiness as much sometimes, maybe, but it was like you definitely absorbed their darker, more negative feeling emotions. But there's a kind of separation you have now. It's like, for example, if you're a computer, the person using the computer is going to be affected by it, but the computer is not going to be affected by the person. All that it's going off of is its programming. Like, if the person's mad and using the computer, it's not going to change the way the computer works. If the person's happy, if the person's sad, it doesn't matter. The computer's going to work the exact same. So it's kind of like that. Like, you're that computer. You have this distance, this separation, so you don't have to feel in this like deep empathy. Like, you're just literally feeling the weight of the world on your shoulders. You're not going to feel that anymore. I'm not getting like all the specifics about why. I'm just getting that part is over for, and it doesn't mean like you won't have empathy anymore. It just means other people's feelings are no longer your problem. So I'm going to use this other deck, which is just the same. It's another regular playing deck. Okay, let's get some new information. Yeah, it's gonna feel lighter for you. You're gonna be able to celebrate. Just take it easy. Things are gonna flow. It's like everything's working now. Like, you were trying to make things work. You were trying to do this, and it seemed like everything was a struggle. Even if you were successful and were able to accomplish what you wanted, it's like it came at the cost of a lot of trouble and stress. But now things are actually feeling like they're going your way, and things are working out for you, and you're letting go of stress because you're not, now that you're seeing things are working out for you, you're not thinking you have to worry about everything and control everything. You're letting go of that energy because you're feeling supported by spirit. You're feeling supported by the world around you, by the people around you. You're noticing people are kinder, people are friendlier, people don't have a nasty energy when they interact with you. Their energy is light, it's friendly, it's opened, it's vulnerable, but not in a like trauma dumping on you type of way. It's just like you're feeling connected to humanity, to earth, to everything. You're feeling the energy of oneness, and it's filling in the gaps where anxiety used to exist within you. So yeah, that any type of defensive energy, or like, I have to prove myself, I have to defend myself, I have to stand up for myself, people are going to misunderstand me, judge me, I have to get them to understand, like, all that's over. Okay, so a lot of times we talk about like, oh, there's an ending and a new beginning, but there's a way that it's backwards. So yes, you've already started this new beginning, but there are things ending now. Like, it's not all happening at once. Like, it's not like, okay, let me try and not sound confusing right now. So you've already begun something. You're already in something new. That's why everything feels new. But as this newness exists, lots of things are ending. Some things have already ended. There are still more ending at this time. You're being encouraged to enjoy the endings. Like, you are already in the new beginning. So let me put it in like an example. Let's say you have a job that you do your best, but you just don't like that job. It doesn't fit you. And then you're able to get this new job that you love. That's great. You're still working both jobs. So you've already started this new thing. It's going great. And let's say you've put in your 2 weeks notice in your old job, but there's still a little bit of time. And so it's already ending. It's already a done thing. But as it's ending, it's like, enjoy these last 2 weeks. Enjoy being with your coworkers. Like, maybe the little things that used to bother you, you're like, oh, well, now I'm going to kind of miss that. Like, you're being asked to not focus only on what's beginning and the newness of now, but focus on the endings, because, or not focus, but enjoy them, because it's like you get to watch these things fall away. You get to watch, and I don't know why this example's coming up to me, but let's say your goal has been to lose weight, and you're getting to like visually see, instead of just waking up one day and all the weight is gone, which I'm sure would be nice, but it's like you're getting to enjoy the process of every day. Let's say you're a bit fitter, or you're a bit more looking like the body that you want, and so you get to see the progress and you get to enjoy it. So you're being asked to enjoy the endings right now. Savor it, take it in, because you deserve it. You deserve to see these things ending. Another example would be like if you were at a game, like a football game or any type of game, and you already kind of know like your team's gonna win, like they're too far ahead, the score is too high, like there's no way the other team can win, it's already decided, but you're just watching it. They're not going to end the game anyway. You're watching it play out, even though you know the outcome, even though you know who wins, who loses. It's like you're getting to enjoy seeing your team win and seeing. So I hope these examples are helping make sense of what I'm trying to say. It's just like you deserve these endings. You deserve to enjoy them and not have them just end instantly. Even if you're like, no, that's fine, they can end instantly, I'm cool with that. There's something about you earned this, getting to see these things finally leave your life, finally ending these cycles. And so it's okay to be in this excited new energy, but don't completely just ignore the old. Let it entertain you as it leaves your life. Okay, so let's see what else. You're going to be simultaneously enjoying what's ending, enjoying what's beginning. Everything's enjoyable. You've made it to the other side of the pendulum swing where it felt like everything was going wrong. Everyone was against you, and you were trying your hardest. You were getting burnt out. You were trying so hard. And now it's the opposite. It's like now there's good, and then there's more good. Because before it was like bad and then more bad. And now you're on the complete opposite side. And a huge part of this is also that you believe it. You accept it. You're not like, oh, that could never happen to me. This is unrealistic. Things don't work out for me. You've gotten rid of that self-sabotaging type of energy and mindset. So right now it's actually, you believe it, and that's why it can happen now, because you had to clear out all that doubt and that like, oh, that can't happen for me. Basically, as I was describing earlier in the reading, like what you're helping activate in these other people is like not making excuses anymore. You had to do that within yourself first. You had to heal that within yourself, and that's why you're able to activate others instantly, so that they don't have to do all the work that you did. You can like, it's like you went on this journey, you spent your life collecting wisdom, and you wrote a book. So now everyone can just read this book, and you've condensed all you've learned, and it makes it a lot easier for them, because maybe they weren't going to be able to do that in this lifetime. So there's a lot of balance right now for you. Everything feels balanced. The pace of life, the momentum feels just right. Like it's not too fast or too slow. It's moving, but you get to enjoy each moment, but it's still making progress. There's no stagnancy, but it's not also going so fast that you feel like you can't catch your breath. It's just the perfect momentum, and everything is ripe right now to physically manifest for you. And like I said, a lot of that, or the reason why that's able to happen, is because your channel is clear. You're not blocking your own blessings anymore. You're not giving away what you get the second you get it. You know your worth, and you know what you deserve, and you know what you expect out of life, and you are not willing to settle for less. So you're in the perfect position. I really feel like that's all for this message, but just in case, I'm going to see if any other cards want to come up, any other things to be said. You could have recently experienced like losing certain things. Maybe it wasn't a huge thing, like a life-changing loss, but it was like maybe a piece of jewelry you really liked, or you're going to have to move, or just whatever's been like, felt like it was taken from you or forced, or like, oh, now you have to do this, or no, now you can't do this. All these little blocks that you felt. Hang on, I lost my thought while I was explaining that. Okay, for some reason I keep getting that it's connected to fairies, and I don't usually talk about fairies, but if that's a special message for you, or if you've been like, I feel like a fairy is messing with me, and it's nothing like bad or negative, but you've been prepared to, like, I'll give you a personal example. I had this little necklace that I really loved, and I love jewelry, but I only have like a few pieces that I always wear, and so that was one of them. I wore it like almost every day. It was like it had a gold chain, and it was a little evil eye pendant with like turquoise and gold, and I just thought it was so pretty and cute. And I had like, well, I lost it, or I noticed it wasn't on my neck, like it had fallen off, and I was upset, and I was sad. But then I also told myself, whenever you lose or break something, evil eye, that just means it's doing its job, it's helping you. And I also believe, like, or I try to believe, if you lose something, it's meant to be lost. Like, you can't ever really lose something, like it's all for a bigger reason. But then I don't even remember where I found it, but I was like, I want it back so bad. And like maybe a week later, I ended up finding it, and I was really happy. But I was also like, wait, what does this mean? Like, energetically, does it mean anything? And then I lost it right again. I mean, within a couple weeks after finding it. So now I don't think I'm going to find it again. And that I'm okay with that, because so that's the type of thing I'm talking about, like little things like that. And it's preparing you to have exactly what you need, nothing more, nothing less. So if you feel like you have a lot of clutter in your life, physically, mentally, anything like that, if you're not sure, like, should I keep this? Should I get rid of this? Is this going to be important to me? Or maybe you have got rid of or lost things that you're like, that was really important, I wish I had it back. You're being guided to be in acceptance of what you have and what you don't have, and like have a sense of detachment from physical things, so that they don't own you, and you just belong to yourself. And if you lose something, you are still yourself. So not over identifying with things. But the bigger reason this is happening is because you're being prepared to like receive. So there are a few things that you don't realize you're settling for, because you're consciously not settling. You're like, I'm not going to settle. But there are a few things or areas that you are settling for and you don't realize it. And so that's why Spirit is removing these things or changing them. And I'm hearing replacing. So like, what is lost will be replaced. It's not like they're just taking from you. But detach from anything that goes lost or missing, or if you wanted to win something, you didn't get it, little things like that. Like, just trust that there's a higher meaning behind it all, and it is working in your favor, because it's trying to get you into that mindset. It's not about the things specifically, it's about getting you to be in that state of knowing that and trusting that. So I'll pull one card from this oracle deck just to close out this reading. It's the Fool's Tarot. Okay, let's see. So we have the Bounty Fool, live in balance. And that's as I was saying before, is like, you are living in balance right now. And if these little things are tempting to throw you out of balance, just remember that that's your goal right now, to have that inner harmony. And that's why everything's working out so well, because you've held that momentum within you of harmony long enough for the physical to catch up. So you're doing great. enjoy this balance, enjoy the beginnings and the endings, savor it all. And thank you for watching this. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.